It's Week 7 of the National Football League, and we'll get a look at Joe Burrow. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Chargers and the Panthers. All that and more coming up next.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 or the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a...
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
The Nick Bosa so quick on the outside, he gets in there to bring him down. And they get to him right out of the gate. And this defense hoping that that's a harbinger of things to come.
Yeah, when you give up a first-play sack, makes your quarterback wonder if he's going to go to the sidelines.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to him.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one, and their script said put the quarterback down and do it fast.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. CD, there are 3 and outs, and then there are 3 and outs. The first drive of the game, not 1, not 2, but 3 straight sacks.
You're exactly right about that, and sometimes you hold up those 3 fingers as defenders to signify the 3 and out. This time it's 3 sacks in a row. What a tremendous start for them.
So excellent starting field position here for the Chargers. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
Hey, we all love a good story, and what we like even more, guys who can fight through adversity. Joe Burrow coming out of high school, goes to Ohio State, doesn't get a chance to start, transfers to LSU, not thought to be a top prospect, ends up the #1 pick in the draft, and justifies it. Tremendous play, excellent mobility, and leadership off the charts.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
They're going with a dime set. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
Young will set to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Looking to throw, Young.
Finds his man, it's John Mechie.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Now Young. Flush. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Aleem McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the 1st quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
The Chargers offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
On the out route, he finds Johnston.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now a first carry here for their running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. In trouble, and he's taken down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this 1st quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless 1st quarter. It's Young off play action. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
A shotgun handoff here to Irving. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now here's Young. That one caught by Tyreek Hill.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On play action, Young. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. And they'll run again. And I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. Irving. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just...
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They wanted to throw for it. A surprise does not work on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Chargers hold tight down near the goal line. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
Yeah, now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Spinning past him. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Now it's Burrow. Finds Johnston. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. A short one there, caught by Likely. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. 2nd and 7. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Forced out to his left. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now it's Burrow. That is caught. And some space here. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. He got 29 yards that time. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Burrow. Complete to Likely. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Wide open receiver complete. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Young. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Final play of the half, Young. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Justin Herbert leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Stephon Diggs, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Seahawks trying to hold on and claim victory. Not too much to show you scoring-wise in that first half. Just a couple of field goals make up all the scoring. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're close to a breakthrough, and things should open up as we move along.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Burrow will throw. Complete to Johnston here. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Young. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 37. A 3rd down gain of 19.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. In motion, Hill. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. Here's Young. Steps away to his left. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 22-yard line. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give him 12 yards that time. A quick throw by Young, caught out wide. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. They'll try and run here with Irving. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's first and goal. Throwing, Young. This will be caught at about the 5. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Second and goal from inside the 5. To throw, Young. His pass caught at the 4. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They'll run with Irving. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Bucky Irving, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far as they use the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. L.A. readies for its next possession. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Charger drive about to get going. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now, the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
40 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game. Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. Young now after the fumble recovery. He gets this one to Mechie. And the Panthers are going to have a first and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Young working out of the gun. Repeat of the last play going to Mechie here. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. Looking to throw, Young. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick. And the Chargers are right back in this football game.
That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. And this series could very well determine our outcome. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
And Johnston sent in motion. Throwing on second and long. Burrow. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that will bring up second down. In motion right, one of the tight ends. A short one there, caught by Likely. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Palmer going in motion right. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Will McDonald gets in there to take him down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down.
In motion right is Johnston.
From the gun on third down is Burrow.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Panthers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
Following the interception, Young. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. It's Young off play action. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Panthers first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
Chargers going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Carolina. Davis now to return it. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chargers offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. This is 1st and 10. To throw, Burrow. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Trying to squeeze it in there at this stage of the game. You got to take some chances. Nice job to knock it away, though.
You're so right. Understanding where they are in the game, you got to take that opportunity and maybe thread the needle. Unable to get it done there.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Now Burrow. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Throwing, Burrow. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Burrow.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed.
Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back.
And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
Down to a knee goes Young, and that should be the final act in this one.
And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game, but hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win, and in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So for Carolina, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.